guys, thanks for listening today. My name is Kagan with BriteBee, where insurance quotes don't sting. And today we have something a little bit different. We've got Al Mauceri. Al Mauceri is located in McKinney, Texas, and he was actually one of our first people on the podcast as an agent, but he actually has a new startup now called the Mutual Agency, and he is here to tell us a little bit more about that. Al, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Hey, doing good. So tell us a little bit about the Mutual Agency. You know, you came on a couple months ago and talked to us about your insurance agency, but now you've started something different where you're actually helping more insurance agents across the nation.
Yeah, the Mutual Agency really came, from my background. I was grew up in the industry at Nationwide Insurance and was originally in claims. I was an executive for Nationwide and also was a startup agent for Nationwide. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, and I transitioned to an independent agency model and have been for years now. Nationwide, in their ultimate wisdom, has kind of taken a new strategy where they're disbanding their captive agents. There's about over 2,000 of them across the country, and they have decided that, hey, you know what, we're going to go ahead and make you guys go independent. When that happened, my phone started ringing from a bunch of folks I knew back there, and I started working with some of those guys. And, it really just kind of triggered from when I made the transition. It really wasn't a good way. You're just kind of thrown to the wolves. Good luck. Get some appointments, try to figure it out, and best of luck to you. So that's really kind of where all this started, or the idea for it started.
Yeah, and I would say a lot of people would say, well, Al, there's lots of other ways to actually become an agent and get more agencies behind you or companies behind you, but there's something very different about you. And what is different about the Mutual Agency itself?
Yeah. So what happened is, when this came about, when I made the transition, I got recruited from all of these different clusters and aggregators and all these, guys who had hundreds of, millions of dollars and all these members. And when I sat down and talked to them, what it became pretty clear to me was, you can join them, you get access, it's a pretty simple onboarding process, and you can start writing business with them. But what really started to bother me was when you asked about the exit. If I want to sell, I want to retire. And what they all seemed to have in common was they kind of owned a part of your business. They almost wanted a couple of pounds of flesh. And you weren't so much joining them as they were, buying a piece of your business, which to me just didn't seem, that just turned me off. So when this came about, the way we developed the Mutual Agency was with a couple of ideas. One was, this has got to be something that I would join myself, that I would have gone and I would have joined. We went out, and I went out and interviewed, I don't know how many different agents. I interviewed, Goosehead agents, TWFG agents. We interviewed Nationwide agents, State Farm agents, Allstate. We went in and we kind of took a methodology of, hey, what if we were creating something, what would it look like? And what do you like about it and what don't? And that's really where our program started. And that's kind of what we did, is we kind of took the good and got rid of the bad. And that's where we really developed it. The other thing that I think really is different about us is there are things that you can gain by having a large group of agents. There's kind of economies of scale. In E&O program, being able to get different sponsorships or different vendors to sponsor us. And by trying to create innovative ways to create revenue streams that agents haven't really thought about yet, and trying to use those economies of scale to be able to negotiate and leverage, our value in the industry to try to go ahead and monetize a lot of that. And then take that money as a group and be able to share it equally among the members. So not only do you have profit sharing, that companies may or may not pay, but also creating different revenue streams and be able to share that as a member. And that's why we named it the Mutual Agency. where everyone shares for the greater good. And that's really what I think is one of the main things that set us apart.
Yeah, definitely. And how are you rolling this out nationally? I know that you're starting a little bit smaller into Texas area, Oklahoma, and some other states surrounding, right?
Yeah. So our primary focus is going to be, there's, I think, over 2,000 nationwide agents that need a home. And one of the things that we realized early on is, as I talked to nationwide agents and, the idea of going direct with carriers or joining a group. And I remember someone said something to me that really kind of stuck, which was, going out into the world, it's like kind of like buying health insurance. Would you rather be on an individual plan or would you rather be on a group health plan? And the idea that the overwhelming message I received was, the nationwide group particularly, they like the benefits of having a bigger group to be a part of. So what we've done is we went out and negotiated with 7 national carriers. We have national contracts in place, commercial, farm and ag, personal lines, coastal, just about everything you can think of. And we are rolling it out currently in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Those are our 3 states. We have 20 slots, 20 agencies that we're going to take on in the first phase. We have nationwide agents here in Texas. They have nationwide agents in Arkansas. In Oklahoma, there are no nationwide agents. And one of the things I'm interested in, particularly in Oklahoma, is because I'll be curious to see how some of the other captive agents or independent agents may react to this program. We've been told from folks that it's probably the most pro-agent way to go independent. After that, we'll be rolling it out to probably back east to the East Coast and be taking on a second phase of agents starting in the first of the year.
Well, and definitely, I mean, from what I hear in starting an independent agency is a lot of people say it's a great thing, but also a lot of people say it's extremely expensive and it's very hard to do, especially if you don't have some of the experience or the connections with the other carriers. So there's lots of hurdles that you have to jump through that hopefully you guys will be speeding up that process quite a bit.
Yeah, the idea we wanted is to offer a turnkey solution, not only with markets, but software. We have an E&O program nationally now built just for this. But the other thing is the folks that we've brought on board, they've lived it. They've all started independent agencies. I can speak for my own, all the mistakes I made and the money I've wasted and the stupid things I did, just learning and bumping my knees along the way. One of the things that really separates it, not only having a greater group, but that we can share those hard lessons. We're not here to tell anybody how to run their business. We can just tell you that, hey, this is what worked for us, and this is where I screwed up. And I mean, sometimes that's the most valuable benefit of all.
Yeah, definitely. So where would you see the future for this group? Let's say in the next 5 years, where would you see this group being?
That's interesting. One of the things, and it's kind of interesting, I was having this conversation recently, Nationwide Insurance is a major top 5 carrier in the United States, and they've decided to disband their model. Things are changing. And I think the idea of trying to go ahead and bring folks together and group together to try to have some leverage is a very important aspect going forward. One of the things I learned from someone on the inside from a carrier said, this decision was made because they see exclusive agents going the way of the gas station attendant, and that, eventually there may not be a need for them. And when you think that's a possibility hanging on the horizon, the idea of trying to group people together to have leverage, to be able to come to the table with insurance companies as these technology changes take place, that's something that is of great value. It's kind of insuring your insurance agency. I also think that there's great possibilities. I'm very excited about the ability to innovate. When you have a large group of agents, all of a sudden, you have power to create your own products. You have power to go ahead and learn from big data yourself. You have the power to try to go ahead and have electoral votes to decide what's going to happen in the future. So it really is a very exciting, it's really exciting time. I think it's something that's very interesting. And one of the things that's unique about us is that we don't have punitive contracts in place for our members. We hope they stay part of the mutual agency because we create value, which is something we haven't seen in the industry. You're not held here by a contract, you're held here by our culture.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you say to the people listening, the agents listening, what would you say to them to consider joining you and what you're doing?
You know what I would ask them to do is, have a conversation with us, look at our program, and compare us. By all means, compare us to the other folks that are out there, the folks that are asking for $40,000 joining fee and 50% of your renewals. That's insane. But talk to us. We're not for everybody. If someone's looking for, hey, I need to get some markets and I just want to write business and, sitting in my living room and watch ESPN, that's not what we're interested in. We're looking for agencies of like-minded. We're looking for the Marines of the future. So if anybody's listening and they're interested, they can go to our website. It's themutualagency.com. You can fill out a contact form there, and we would love to talk to you. And if we can't help you, we'd love to try to point you in the right direction. And you can also check us out on Facebook. That's the other one, the Mutual Agency on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, and we ask you to go ahead and like it and follow our journey. This is the biggest thing that's going to happen to independent agents probably in our lifetime. There's 2,000 folks that are going to be joining the independent agency force. It's something that I've never seen, and I've been around a long time.
Yeah, that was a big shocker. That was a big shocker when you released that. So,
and here's the deal: that's who knows what the rest of those carriers are going to do?
Right?
Is this the end of the exclusive agent? I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. Well, it's really exciting to have you a part of this new journey and all the development of serving insurance agents and helping them grow their business and keeping them alive. So it's going to be really interesting to be a part of that as well. We want to just let everyone know that we will be putting everything, his contact, Al Mauceri's contact information in the show notes as well. So you have that. And if you have any questions, I know that he's more than happy to help you. Again, if you're ever looking for insurance quotes that don't sting, or if you're an agent who are looking to reach consumers online in a more transparent way, we are the place for that. So go to BriteBee.com, click I'm an agent, or click get a quote, whichever one that is, and you will find exactly what you need, and we're more than happy to serve you further. Guys, we really appreciate today, and we hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thanks for listening.